and how you're going to sound and feel confident. Ice falling off the roof. Now if this... First up on this list, when you're speaking, don't let people cut you off. Gents, you know what I'm talking about. We've all got that coworker, we've got that family member that, just seems to love to cut us off mid-sentence. Now, if this only occasionally happens or it's the first time you're meeting somebody, you can let it slide. But if you're dealing with someone that's a repeat offender, or if this is happening in front of a group, you want to nip this in the bud. So, how to do that? By simply continuing to speak as if they haven't even interrupted you. Most habitual interrupters, they actually don't even realize what they're doing, and all of a sudden they're going to realize, oh, wait a minute, he is continuing to speak, I'll let him finish. Now, occasionally there are a-holes out there that will continue to try to talk over you. Just make sure that you hold your ground, you keep what you had to say concise, and you state your point. And guess what? You stop them from interrupting you because you actually got your point across. Now, what about stopping yourself and saying, excuse me, can I finish my sentence? Can I finish what I was about to say? Now, I understand why people say this, but I would be careful with it because it can come off as confrontational. And this isn't always a great thing, especially if it's your boss that's interrupting you. Finishing your point, saying what you have to say, and ignoring the interruption, on the other hand, that just simply shows that you aren't going to be steamrolled. The next tip to look more confident, stop staring down at your phone. And yes, I know this is a lot to ask, but here's the deal, guys. Talk to any body language expert and they will tell you a man with his head down is one of the weakest body language looks you can project. Now, you may be saying, okay, Antonio, I see your point, but what are my other options? First up, be strategic about when you're on your phone. Whenever you're walking into a room, you're making first impressions. You're engaging with people for the first time. You want to make sure you are not on your phone. Put it in your pocket, and if it helps, turn the phone off. That one little barrier of having to flip it on, it's just going to take a couple extra seconds. You keep it in their pocket and you're less likely to pull it out. Tip 2, consider holding your phone up higher so it meets your gaze versus you tilting your head down. The next tip to come off as more confident, when you stand up, roll your shoulders back. By taking this one action, you set in motion a series of other events. Most notably, when you roll your shoulders back, you puff out your chest. And for any biologists out there that have studied primates, birds, other animals, we know that a puffed chest is a signal of strength, of dominance, of confidence. Rolling the shoulders back also makes you stand more erect.
Nice.
This makes you look taller and more dominant. All of these being traits of a confident man. Now, what about backpacks and other bags that force you to hunch over? They're fine for students, fine for hikers, but if you want to come off as a man with confidence, you want to choose something different. My favorite bag for a confident man? The modern briefcase. Seriously, check out this beautiful briefcase from today's sponsor, Carl Friedrich. This right here is their Polisi briefcase. As you can see, it comes packaged just like this. Opening it up, they've got a nice note there, a thank you, and then we get right into the briefcase. It's got a really nice, simple, clean bag on it. You open this up, just absolutely beautiful. Look at the designs. Functional, luxury leather goods that have amazing quality, impeccable design, all at a great price. Seriously, in my travels, in my line of work, I see a lot of bags. I see bags that cost thousands and thousands of dollars. And what they're making here at Carl Friedrich, for a fraction of that price, you're getting the same quality level. What I love about these guys is every single bag, every single wallet, every piece of luggage these guys put out looks good. When you're using this stuff, you're going to get compliments. Next up, let's talk about their premium materials. They're using Italian vegetable tanned vachetta leather. What this means in plain English, it looks good, it feels good, and best of all, it's going to age beautifully. And let's talk about those Recogni zippers, basically the hardware, all the metal parts. These guys are not skipping here. They're using the best in the world. When you look at this bag, the oversized zipper, just the overall look, yes, it's larger, it's durable, it's tough, and it feels smooth like butter when you zip back and forth. It's a masterpiece. And it makes sense if they're using great quality materials that they are working with artisans over in Portugal, over in Italy for each of these pieces. This single stitching right here to me is a great sign of quality. I see it in their wallets, I see it in their bags, I see it in their luggage. I look at the ends and I see the way they finished the leather. Everything here is showing how they pay attention to the details. Now, Carl Friedrich offers express shipping to the US. They've got a lifetime warranty, a 100-day trial. Yes, you can try out one of the products, anything on their website, and in 100 days return it if you're not satisfied. That being said, you're not going to, because as soon as you get the product, you're going to say, oh my gosh, Antonio wasn't just building these guys up. This is amazing. Seriously, gents, I own a lot of bags. I have a lot of luggage. I have a lot of wallets. These by far are the best on the market for the price. Use that link in the description of today's video to get the best deal on the web. Now, this next tip to look more confident may sound a little bit woo-woo, but stick with me. So before you give that presentation, before you walk into the room, before you jump on that Zoom call with your boss's boss, visualize, think in your mind what the confident you is going to look like, what they're going to sound like, what they're going to feel like. Take a few seconds and visualize. Imagine what this person is going to be like. And gents, the more detail, the better. With your mind's eye, imagine, okay, I'm going to be walking out there. This is how I'm going to step. This is where I'm going to stand. I'm going to look out there and I'm going to look here. I'm going to look there. Break it out in detail. 15 to 30 seconds is all you need for all of a sudden you to feel more confident. Now, here's the thing. Just like in the Matrix, our minds have a hard time distinguishing what is imagined and what is real, especially when what is imagined is in detail. And that feeling, you feeling more confident, you actually, yes, right there in the chest, guess what? It is real. And you can leverage that. You can take that right into that Zoom call, right into that meeting, right into that presentation you're about to give. Seriously, gents, visualization is a powerful tool. And if you've used this, I would love to hear from you down in the comments below. Maybe share a story of how you've used visualization to instantly improve your confidence. The next tip to come off as more confident, slow down. Now, I'm not saying that you need to talk slow like something is wrong with you, but with a bit of practice, you can slow down the way that you're engaging with somebody so that you get rid of the crutch words. Your mind is able to keep up with what you want to say. And if you're giving a presentation, if you've prepared for it, having people hang on words for you to understand at what points you want to basically draw them in can be very powerful as coming across not only with confidence, but as an expert in your field. So for this next tip, we're going to have fun with one of my best friends, Aaron Marino. And how do you get the guy to shut up? Because he loves to talk.
I'm talking crazy, gentlemen.
You tie up his hands. What do I mean here? Italians. Come on. You got to tie their hands up because then they won't be able to say anything. The point being is speak with your hands because you're going to come off as a lot more confident. The Italians know this, and anyone that gives presentations realizes, hey, it's good to be able to use your hands to illustrate points, to give emphasis. Now, you don't want to overdo this. I know that I've got a tendency to, but it is something it's better to overdo that than to be monotonous, then to keep those hands tied and not do anything with them. It just doesn't feel natural when people can't see your hands. Yes, my hands are wanting to jump up here. Point being is you allow the conversation to go naturally. You can illustrate points. There is feeling that's illustrated with the hands, and it comes off as being more competent and more confident. The next tip to come off as more confident, make eye contact. Practice making eye contact. Most people have an issue with this. When they make eye contact with somebody, they look down, they look away. If this is you, then what you want to practice doing is just simply holding eye contact for 1 second, giving people a nod. It's not you're checking her out. It's not simply wanting to start a fight with that guy. You are just simply making eye contact and acknowledging them as another human being. To really soften it, simply give people a smile. Making eye contact and smiling right here is a quick show of confidence, of acknowledgement, and it is so much more powerful than looking at someone and looking down. And here's the thing, you've got to practice it. If you can pick up this one skill, all of a sudden your confidence or how you come off as being confident is going to shoot up. Now, this next tip, incredibly powerful, super easy, but a lot of guys don't actually understand the connection. And that is if you've got a big interview in 90 minutes and for some reason you've been having a tough day, your confidence levels are low, then go for a run. Go to the gym. Drop down and do a whole bunch of push-ups, sit-ups, get in a workout, shower, clean up, and boom, show up to that interview. Your confidence levels are going to be through the roof. Why? Because your body has released endorphins and it will come off in the video. Yeah, just make sure you got time to shower, clean up, you don't have sweat rolling down. Point being is if you've had a workout within a few hours, for hours after that, you are going to be enjoying the benefits of post-workout, of those chemicals running through your body that feel great, that make you feel better, the runner's high. You know what I'm talking about. Incredibly simple, something a lot of you guys are already doing. Just leverage the power of exercise to be more confident when you need it. Now, this next tip I'm stealing from the ladies, and that is take a couple minutes to freshen up. You hear women say this all the time, and they're smart about that because they don't want to show up to that date. They don't want to show up at the table and, yes, have lipstick that's going on the side of their face. They understand these details matter. And here's the thing with guys. Maybe you just finished a meal and you've got something stuck in your teeth and you are giving a big presentation. Well, yes, you've got important things to say, but everyone's going to be focused in on what is stuck and why it looks like you're missing a tooth. Guys, don't let this happen. You spend a couple minutes, just look in the mirror. Make sure your hair's in place. Is anything in your teeth? How is your hair? Do you need to rinse your mouth out? Do you have bad breath? Check all this before going in. Now, of course, we are a style channel here, so I got to talk about the importance of clothing. Make sure that you wear the appropriate uniform. I'm not saying you got to wear a suit, especially if you work in a casual environment. People are going to think you're out of place. You need to know what the uniform is. The New York Yankees, when they take the field, they've got their pinstripe suits. Why? Because it's all about business. But seriously, if they were to go out there and these same athletes, but they were dressed, let's say, in ballerina tutus, we would all get a laugh at it, wonder what's going on. But these guys would not play at the same level because they're wearing the wrong clothing, the wrong uniform, just not the uniform for them. So you got to make sure that you're wearing the appropriate clothing, which sends the message you want to send. And building off that last point, what video to watch next? How about 7 tricks to instantly improve your style? Seriously, guys, if you want to step up your game, you want to look better, check out this video right here. I make it simple for you. Easy ways to look better every day. Yeah, it's a good one. Click it. Come on, check it out. I'll hold it up here. A couple more seconds. Boom, click the video.